It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see who can claim Big Apple bragging rights. It's the New York Jets and the New York Giants, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
First known as the Meadowlands, EA Sports welcomes you to MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson here in the booth. Partner, these are a couple of teams that struggled a year ago, finished out of the playoffs. They were under 500, but that's what you love about the NFL. A new season brings renewed optimism.
Absolutely, and really, Mike, a lot of new faces at critical places. I mean, there is a lot of new pieces to the puzzle here, both coaching staff and the roster of players. They believe last year is over. They do not think there is any correlation between the squad they're planning to put on the field today and that one that we saw really go through some growing pains and struggles just a year ago.
Here's the veteran Greg Zuerlein as we are ready to start. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They're led out by a former second-round pick out of Missouri. The quarterback is Drew Lock.
I don't know about you, Mike, but my biggest takeaway from our meeting with him was just how important it is that they get off to a fast start. He made it very clear. They wanted to put their opponent on their heels right from the jump. So I think early in this game, they're going to come out swinging right from the opening whistle.
And he'll be brought down after a short pickup to about the 29. Second down and 8. They'll run again. It's Tracy again. And nothing doing on that run. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. We have an early third down coming up.
Clearly the plan on offense was to establish the run a little bit on this drive, Mike, but the defense is having none of it. First and second down stop, no gain. Now it brings up a third and long. We'll see if they try something else.
He'll look deep here for Neighbors. Oh, intercepted. What a bad start on the third play. Picked off by DJ Reed.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
So the Jets offense ready to take over for the first time. They are led by their quarterback, the future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers.
There's not many guys, Mike, in NFL history that while their career is still ongoing, they already are considered a no-brainer finding themselves in Canton one day. And this guy is certainly at the top of the list. Let's not forget, this is not some washed-up quarterback who can't let go of the past. He is still capable of playing at an all-pro level, and if he continues to do so, any team he's on is going to be a Super Bowl contender.
And they will finally get him down, but not before he's able to take this up near the 40-yard line.
I think this is something that we can expect to see here, especially early, Mike, as this team gets into a rhythm. They want to lean on this run game. They feel like they have a lot of advantages over this defense, and you can see from the first play here why they feel that way.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. That's to the running back, Breece Hall. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And this ball incomplete on third down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
So that one's going to land out of bounds, and the official's going to mark it right at the 20-yard line. The Giants offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. A carry here for Tracy. And they'll mark him down up beyond the 30.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass, unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain. Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Jets offense ready for their second possession. They had to punt on their opening drive. No damage done as of yet. Still scoreless here, and they'll pick it up 1st and 10. We're going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. He'll get this ahead for about 3. Kayvon Thibodeau with the stop. 2nd and 7. Now Rodgers. He'll find Hall out of the backfield. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. From the gun, Rodgers. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Bobby Okereke.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away. And that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake. And you're not going to get away with it at this level.
The Giants offense getting set to get back to work. They start with outstanding field position, trying to get the first points of this game. It'll be 1st and 10. Let's go. Slot receiver headed right. They'll run. It's the former LSU Tiger. And nothing doing on that one. He'll go down behind the line.
I'm thinking, Mike, they might have had a little tendency on him or been tipped off pre-snap, because it seemed to me like that defense was just ready and waiting for the jet sweep. There wasn't a whole lot he could do. He takes the loss.
That is brought in at the 10. And he's going to be taken down.
Talk about a thing of beauty. Mike, did you see how many tight ends were on the field on that last play? They call it 13 personnel because there's 1 running back, 3 tight ends, 1 wide receiver. So everybody on defense is thinking run. They can't.
To the goal line and in. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. They're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
Now it's Graham Gano for the PAT. He's got it. And the Giants will take a 7-0 lead. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Set to return is Xavier Gibson. Oh, he's got room past the 30. The Jets offense ready to see what they can do. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. The drive begins with a run, and it's hauled. And he gets this up close to the 40. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop. Here's a 2nd and 6. Rodgers now. This one caught by Lazard. Taking advantage of that running ability. Gain of 17 and a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
On play action, Rodgers. Pass caught right side by Conklin. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
And with the defenders biting on that hard play action, the tight end knows he's going to be open once he crosses that linebacker. All his quarterback has to do is get his hips turned around and deliver the ball on target, and it's an easy first down.
They give to Hall. And a minimal gain there, down to the 20. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw, it's Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Throwing, Rodgers. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Drew Phillips.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception, but in this case, it's the first half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
Here's the Giants offense now. They get set to take over once more. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Locke. That's going to be caught by Darius Slayton. And he's going to be brought down up past the 20.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here. Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
And he will pick up a first down up to the 37-yard line.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
They send him right out of the slot. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And a nice gain there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. Here's 2nd and 2. On on the ground. It's right back to Tracy. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a first down. Here's Locke. Left side in the hands of Neighbors. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And it doesn't really matter who you put on him, Mike. When you want to play one-on-one man coverage against a receiver like this, there's not a whole lot else you can do. It's hard to put help over the top because the ball's being thrown out by the sidelines. I like playing in and out. I like playing zones. Somebody underneath, somebody over the top. Share the responsibility. But that's not what they're doing. That's straight man coverage. Quarterback sees the matchup. There's no question where the ball is going to go.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. It's first and goal now from just inside the 10-yard line. This one caught at the 4.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
Line of scrimmage remains the 4-yard line. It's second and goal. To throw is Locke. That is caught by the tight end. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Panay Wanwu now to return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. They will run it over center with Hall. And he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Play fake. It's Rodgers. The coverage too strong that time. The ball batted away and incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. And 3rd down coming up. In motion comes Lazard. On 3rd down, Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's too...
Now the decision has been made. The challenge flag is out. They want a review of the previous play. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here. So that challenge, a successful one. It's 1st down, and it's Hall. And they get this one across midfield. to the 47-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
On first down, they go right back to Hall. And this time, they are ready for him. He'll be thrown for a loss. No big gain that carry. It's second down.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. Here's Rodgers. He'll try and get there. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. One of his teammates there to take it back in.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on fourth down. To throw is Rodgers. Quick slant into the hands of Wilson. A gain of 11 there as the decision to go for it pays off. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They'll run. This is Hall. A modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. It's second down. Looking to throw. It's Rodgers. A throw left side taken in by Wilson. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down. On the run, here's Hall. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Rodgers to throw. He pulls it in around the 5. And he will score.
And that was just a great drive. Really from start to finish, Mike, you could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm. Mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
So after the touchdown at the other end, Zerline is out to kick this one off. From the 6, here comes a return. Now an opening past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Giants offense and Drew Lock getting set for their next drive. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with first and 10. On the give, it's Tracy. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down. On the handoff, here comes Tracy. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll run with Tracy. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short. Play action pass. You can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the...
And he's in! And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A 3rd touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
Gano on to add the extra point. He's got it, and the Giants will take a 21-7 lead. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Gibson now on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Garrett Wilson and the Jets offense now heading back onto the field. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Rodgers gets that one to the veteran Lazard. And he's going to be taken down at the 37.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself in your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points. Well, so often we see quarterbacks standing in the pocket, holding it, seeing if they can create something downfield. Well, not that play. That play was simple. Snap the ball to the quarterback, spit it out into the hands of your receiver, and let's see what he can do.
A run here with Hall. He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. Micah McFadden, the linebacker, there on the tackle. 3rd and a yard. He'll try to run for it with Hall. Heading outside, going to be close. It's going to depend on the spot. They're going to mark him short, and it is going to be 4th down.
And what a play by the interior of this defensive line. There was nowhere to run. He's able to get in the backfield for a big stop, and it sets up 4th down.
No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They're going to go, and it's Hall. And he's going to have a Jets 1st down. Good work there on 4th and 1. They get 7 to move the chains.
Little test of wills up front, huh, Mike? I mean, who wanted this one more? Who would get off the line quicker? Who would drive the other side backwards? Pretty impressive that not only are they the ones that won the battle, the defense knew what was coming and still couldn't stop it.
And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Shotgun snap and a give to Hall. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Two minutes remain here in this first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Rodgers. To the outside, it's brought in by Adams. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's first and goal.
And they'll get this down to the 3, but no further. It'll be second and goal. From the shotgun, it's A-Rob. That one, taken in.
So when you find yourself this tight to the goal line, Mike, the offense becomes a lot more restricted in as far as how deep you can throw the ball. The field is wider than it is long, and I think the idea here is let's spread them out. Let's put all of our eligibles out there and let the quarterback get a really good picture. Where are the holes in the coverage? Where are the one-on-one matchups that I like? And let's put this ball in the quarterback's hand, let him make a good decision, and in this case, it results in a touchdown.
So after the touchdown at the other end, Zerline is out to kick this one off. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Giants offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Lock out of the shotgun. To the outside, complete to Johnson. 13 yards to start that drive. And a quick first down.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away and go down, and it's an incompletion. Sauce Gardner, as good as they come. There to knock that one away. A second down throw for Locke. Open man is Robinson. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. Now Locke. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half. Here's Jamie Gillen on now. He'll punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Jets offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They'll begin with first down from their own 11. Rodgers now. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Working out of the gun, it's Rock. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Adoree Jackson.
Look, Mike, the reality here is that he's just not seeing the field the way that he needs to. Now, give credit. A big part of this is the defense doing an excellent job disguising its coverages all game long. Just before the snap, when he thinks he has the answers, the secondary changes the questions, and they've been rewarded with 3 picks for their effort.
The home team's offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. And they start in the best possible situation. It is 1st and goal. Here's Locke. That is caught, and he's in. He has done it again. That is 4 touchdown passes in this first half. Greg, he might skip halftime with the way he's performing right now.
Yeah, Mike, this passing attack is just really unstoppable. I mean, it is just remarkable the success he's been able to have. We're not even at halftime yet. He finds himself on record pace. I can't wait to see what he does the rest of this game.
Now, Gano for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Giants have doubled their advantage. It is now a 28-14 game. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Jets offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Rodgers. He'll look underneath for Hall. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Throwing, Rodgers. Catch made, right side by Wilson. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down. Now Rodgers. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Again, it's Rodgers. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the 1st down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. On comes Greg Zuerlein to try the field goal. This from an even 50 yards out. Zuerlein's kick is good. And the Jets are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead.
All right, Michael, thanks very much as we welcome you into our downtown Orlando studios and the EA Sports Halftime Report. The G-Man got a strong first half from the veteran quarterback, Drew Lock. He was on point repeatedly, ultimately finishing with 4 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters alone.
Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. On the return, here comes Wanwu. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. So now, Rodgers and the Jets ready to take over once more. And the turnovers have really been the story here. Take you back through the high, or actually the lowlights in this one. Not a lot of positives when you have a 3-interception game under pressure all game long. The secondary feasting on his passes. They'll try the right side with Hall. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. To throw, it's Rodgers. That's a short one taken in by Conklin. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Well, he had such a great first half throwing the football. There's no reason to think, Mike, coming out here for the start of the 3rd, that anything's going to change. He's picked up right where he left off, and the numbers are indicative of just how well he's played.
The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield, By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
A fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's been as good as advertised. Take you through some of the highlights. 4 touchdown passes, on point with his receivers right throughout, and continuing to master running and executing this offense. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Locke. That's to the sideline. He's got Neighbors.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
A run here with Tracy on 2nd down. And he's going to take this past the 45, and that's good enough for a 1st down.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
Here comes the jet sweep. He makes one man miss, but stopped quickly as they hold him to a gain of 1. Here's a 2nd and 9. Locke to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Here's Locke to throw. Open man, left side. He's got it. 14 on the pickup. 1st down, Giants.
Well, they finally are able to convert on a 3rd down. And, Mike, when you look back at a box score, some of the biggest indications of how well the game went, of course, you don't want to turn the ball over. How do you execute in the red zone? And then how are you on 3rd down? 3rd downs typically lead to long drives. Long drives tend to lead to points. It's not a real complicated formula. Stay on the field. The more snaps, the more plays, the better.
And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. In motion, it's Robinson. They'll run again. It's Tracy again. He'll try to push forward. He'll wind up getting 3 yards with that one. That's Jermaine Johnson there on the stop. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Throw it. Locke. He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver, and it's
intercepted. He tried to take on Sauce, and Gardner took it away. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
So often, Mike, defenders are just happy the ball ends up in his hands, but not this guy. I mean, the catch was one thing, but then the party really got started. I mean, look at this return. He gets one block. He gets another. He's got teammates springing him all over the field, and this offense is lucky this didn't go all the way back for a pick 6.
The visitors' offense back onto the field for their next possession. This secondary will get a lot of the credit. 3 picks so far. But, Greg, the pass rush has been relentless as well.
Yeah, I think it's super important, Mike, that we point out just how much the pass rush and then the secondary coverage works together. The more that rush gets home, the faster that ball gets out. We can play certain coverages knowing the timing of the quarterback has to be sped up. So often, the teams that are the most successful in this league, Mike, they have the best understanding. When our back end and our front end are working in unison, man, it puts a lot of pressure on not only the quarterback, but the entire offense.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Off the play fake, Rodgers. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Third and short yardage, it's Rodgers. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
They'll run it out of the gun, and it's Hall. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
And he just continues to chew off more and more yardage with every single carry. And you can see here with the numbers, Mike, for as strong as he was in the first half, it almost looks like he's gotten even stronger now here in the second.
They'll go again with Hall. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out.
And he's into the end zone.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
That is caught, and they get the 2-point conversion.
I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on 2-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.
So after the touchdown at the other end, Zerline is out to kick this one off. Here comes a return from the 3. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Giants offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. A carry here for Tracy. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. Here's Locke. Left side to the hands of Neighbors. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain. The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
The Jets offense, and Aaron Rodgers getting ready to go once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. We're going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that first down.
And this is just more of the same, picking up exactly where he left off in the first half. And these numbers, Mike, as you see him, they just pop out at you. I mean, he has been the driving force of this offense from the very start.
Quickly to the outside and complete.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face second down and 7. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Third down, here's Hall. And they're going to get the conversion here. Good run to the 44, and that's a first down.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
He'll take a shot. Looking for Wilson. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's second down. Give up the middle with Hall. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Third and 9. So, no shortage of offense in this one as we end the third. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Big play coming up. This is third down. Rodgers. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
When you find yourself trailing here late in the game, decision-making is critical. Not only is he able to extend the drive by picking up the first down with his legs, great job by the quarterback understanding, get out of bounds, stop the clock, save as much time as possible as they try to make a comeback.
Set to go now on first and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. A give. Here's Hall. And he'll take this forward for about 5.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
That one caught by Wilson. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. They will run it over center with Hall. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Another run here with Hall. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. Looking to throw. It's Rodgers. Throw over the middle. Brought in by Adams.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
What a moment in this game. A touchdown would give them the late lead. It is 1st down and goal. They'll run. It's Hall. And he will fight his way to the end zone. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that 4th quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Jets have taken a 4-point advantage. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. This is fielded inside the 5. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Giants offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Off the play fake. It's locked. Pass pulled in by Tracy. And he's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
They'll get creative here on the jet sweep. And this defense having nothing of that. They get him down behind the line.
When you come across on a jet sweep, Mike, you're hoping once you get the ball, all you see is green grass and open space. Well, in this case, he had a lot of unhappy defenders waiting for him, and they're able to put him down behind the line.
Here is a big one. 3rd down and 2. On the handoff, here comes Tracy. And that's going to be enough to move the chains. 1st down, up past the 35.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. He's got his man, that's Slayton. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Lock out of the shotgun. Now a short one caught by the tight end Johnson. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
It's like a textbook methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
2nd and a yard. Locked to throw. He pulls it in around the 5. And he will get into the end zone. And he continues to remain on fire. That is a rare NFL day. 5 touchdown passes thrown.
And Mike, at this point, the defense just looks completely lost out there. I mean, they have no answers whatsoever, giving up the 5th touchdown pass of this ballgame.
Now this, an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He knocks it through. And the Giants go up by a field goal as they lead it by 3. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. On the return, here comes Wanwu. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Breece Hall making his way back out there as the Jets are on offense again. And as we look at the highlights, you see it's been tough to stop him here today. Couple of touchdowns in this ball game. He has, without a doubt, been the driving force in this offense so far. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Rodgers. He'll find Hall out of the backfield. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel in. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection, and maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game. Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. Second down and 8. Rodgers. This one is complete along the sideline. A very nice job to fit that ball in. It'll be a modest gain.
The best guys I've been around, Mike, they have a sense where they can see the ball, but they can feel the sideline. And that's kind of an innate sense that these guys have that allows them to concentrate and secure the catch and ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
And that is incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And no run back here. Fair catch taken at the 17-yard line. The home team's offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Now Locke. He'll look deep here for Neighbors. He gets free. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 82 yards. Touchdown, Giants. So add another touchdown and touchdown pass for that matter. He has thrown 6 already in this one. Amazing stuff. Gano on to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Giants will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Gibson now on the return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Jets offense ready for this next possession. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. A pass caught right side by Conklin. Down late, trying to get to the line quickly. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he's going to be run out after a gain of about 6, but that'll be good enough for a 1st down.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
We'll try and hurry to the line here. Again, it's Rodgers. Right back to Adams. He's got it again. This offense moving quickly, and they'll try to get set. Gets that one to the veteran Lazard. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. They'll throw again. Here's Rodgers. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Breece Hall, the intended receiver. And it's going to be 4th down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
So the field goal makes it a 1-score game here in the 4th quarter as they kick it away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Malik Neighbors heading out with the Giants offense for their next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They go play action. It's locked. Oh, the blitz gets there quickly, and down he goes. That's Hassan Reddick getting in there to bring him down.
They just have to be better on 1st down. They've got to find a way to continue to operate ahead of the sticks, and I don't mind throwing it on 1st down. That is the best down in football to attempt a pass, but if they don't protect the passer, none of it's going to matter.
2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They'll run with Tracy. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, they'll use another timeout on this side of it at 1:55. 3rd and long. On the ground, it's right back to Tracy. And now we'll get a timeout by the defense. So the clock stops with 1:50 left in the game. The Giants sending out their punter as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. And And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. They'll drop to throw. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. 18 yards on the pickup there, and a first down.
And now, after that catch, they've got a chance here late, Mike. They've got enough time to try to move this thing down. I think they can win the game on this possession.
They'll come up for 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers. Firing downfield for Conklin. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Throwing, Rodgers. The pressure gets home. He's lost the football. One of the Giants has it.
And there is the backbreaker, Mike. The one thing you can't have late in the ball game is a turnover. You're ready or up against the wall. You know you need a late score here to come back from behind, and let's give credit to this defense. They know they were a stop away from victory, and after forcing that late turnover, it looks like they're going to seal this one.
The Giants offense and Drew Lock getting set for their next drive. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. Jets are going to use their 3rd and final timeout here, and they'll get together prior to this second down play. On the give, it's Tracy. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Lock. And that is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
And this one is off the mark. It is no good. And they will not be able to make this a 2-possession game.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
The Jets offense and Breece Hall getting set for this next drive. They'll start with great field position up at their 45. Here's first down. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. There's that man again. Another catch. He's got room at the 30. And he is going to be out of bounds. Take a look at his receiving numbers. So he has been terrific. Over 100 yards in this one. Pressure time, no timeouts to stop the clock as they get set here for a big first down. To throw, it's Rodgers. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete.
They're lucky to have avoided this mistake here, Mike. In the 4th quarter with possessions running out, that would have been a critical back-breaking play in this game. And they're going to have second life now after that defender drops the ball. And let's see if they can take advantage of it.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Great job there defensively, separating the man from the ball. And this is the moments of the game where you need your best players to step up. And this guy's showing what he's capable of doing in the game's critical moment.
He's got it inside the 5. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. So it's a win for the men in blue. The Giants get it done. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Giants are winners as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.